We're here at the notorious Team Archon House. I'm here with Brent, one of the owners of Team Archon. Yes. Yep, and today we are going to be talking about one of the topics that one of the members of our YouTube channel posted, one of the subscribers. He posted a question, and he said, how do you create teams? Well, let's answer that. So within Real Social Dynamics, we build a lot of different kinds of teams. So in terms of like business administration, what we do is we start off from scratch by having a teams of interns that used to work for me. In fact, they used to be called the mini Papas because my nickname is Papa. And especially like the first two, they're these little Asian guys. They kind of look like mini versions of me. They're straight out of like high school. I met them when they were 16 years old. And now they're adult Papas, you know. One of them actually owns a company that is doing about, $25 million a year in hair salon products. And the other one has a successful career as an internet marketer, doing digital marketing for enterprises, not like the typical internet marketing for like small businesses, but like real enterprise marketing where you're marketing with huge budgets and doing things in a very, very powerful way. But I mean, we started off with guys that were just young guys who were interested in learning. And then I would personally train these interns, get them a little task, might give them one task like, hey, go get me some ice cream. And then they'd get me the ice cream. Like, cool. Now do some work, like create these links for my website, link and create partnerships. And they're like, cool, now do this and then do that. And then give them more and more responsibility. And then they become managers, and then they start managing interns. And then these managers start becoming the executives that manage the managers. And then they become chiefs, and those chiefs now manage the managers that manage the people below them that manage the interns. And that's actually what happened even for people who are now my chief operations officer. They were formerly my intern doing sales phone calls. And we built a team of people that work interchangeably. Now in our company, everyone kind of has like interchangeable roles and responsibilities. So it's kind of like a flat infrastructure where everyone kind of works together, shares ideas. So finance work with the sales, work with the instructors and what have you. Yet at the same time, I built it like that because I wanted a brotherhood community. So it wasn't like this disciplinarian kind of community, because I wanted leadership to be more entrepreneurial. Not just because you're entrepreneurs, but the entrepreneurial sense of being innovative and taking things to the next level. In fact, I remember the CEO of Home Depot said he wants everyone in his company to be entrepreneurial. Yet at the same time, everyone is an employee, not an entrepreneur. But to have that creativeness and that feeling of empowerment, because a lot of people don't necessarily want to be entrepreneurs. They want to be entrepreneurial. They want to have innovation and fun. I know that me just creating videos in and of itself feels entrepreneurial and fun, innovative, and cool. So you want to create that as part of a corporate culture. And I talk a lot about corporate culture a lot, but I'd love to hear how you build a team also.
Oh, well, I definitely agree with the concept of you want everybody to be an entrepreneur. Not maybe in that sense, not as much in that sense, but more or less like if my managers can't take over my company in 5 years, then I didn't train my managers very well. That's definitely a concept that like I really appreciate in my own company. Mm-hmm. So, as far as a team building structure, whatever facet it is, right? So like I'm in video games, right? But any facet, I think the best teams are naturally built. So it's like a small gathering of people that want the same goal to like be accomplished, and they kind of group up together, and then like it kind of builds itself. Those are by far the best teams. Like the small little like, you know this information, I know this information, we work well together, and then we just try to piece other people into it. That's my favorite version of building a team or any sort of like valuable networking structure. Because I think they're the same thing, a team and a networking structure. As far as like professional type of teams, like if you were to look at sports, they'd have like everybody in the positions they're supposed to have, and then a coach and an analyst and so on and so forth. Like, so building out like company team structure, I always suggest doing it extremely small to like start off with, and then having the entire team in the very, very beginning, like the base model, like let's say it's 3 to 5 guys, all suggest we need this person, and then you go scout out a person with those talents and kind of build it out like slowly and slowly. That's what we did with our company. I mean, we started off with 3 people, and now we're at like in between 20 and 25 people, give or take, like the month, or if one of the kids went off to college that month. But that's how we structured everything. We started off really, really small. Eventually, it was just like, I need a video editor. Okay, how do we find a video editor? And then we just all used our social networking skills, and Archon became a little bit bigger week by week, you know? So.
I also have done some of that executive recruiting kind of standpoint by looking at other people who have played key roles in other organizations and brought them on, kind of like how you found players who are just successfully winning like $1 million tournaments and stuff like that, and then bringing them into your organization. It's just that I think combine the two together has been like what we've always done. I know a lot of organizations do one or the other, so I always would joke about top-graded organizations because they have these really tight organizations of A-list players. And I do like the exact opposite by combining both the everyone concept and getting them to prove themselves versus just getting all the best. But then again, my top team has always been just those top-rated players, especially the RC instructors.
Sure.
And like now, like the chief level executives in my company, like the chief marketing officer, operations officer, et cetera, you know, they're way up there. But in terms of like that structure, I think a lot of it has to do with the culture of it all. I remember, I say that, I've said this many times before, but I remember I went to what they call Zappos University, which is where Tony Hsieh creates what he calls the corporate culture of Zappos. And they have training manuals, they have a culture book where everyone in the culture book, they used to share stories about why they like working at Zappos. So we started doing that for Real Social Dynamics. So people could talk about what they like within the team, and then people would use those ideas in their own life to make the team even better. Now he used to do that. And he also used to do exercises with us where everyone in the same team would write down 3 words that represent the team. And you'd notice all the words were different, but it gives you the perspective of each of the different people in the team. And they use that to create more of a team mission and goal without creating an official team mission and goal. Sometimes a lot of organizations do that. I've interviewed many people that create official ones, but because our teams are continually changing, we like that fluidness, just understanding what each other's perspectives are. I think that's been really useful for us. Other than that, I think what's also been cool.
I think something that could actually improve that model, which
go for it.
So like if you actually like had everybody write down those words, and then you categorize those words afterwards and put those people in groups and teams, right? That's a really efficient way of like building everybody together, right? So like if like your goal was like hairdresser, whatever, you know, whatever it is, start grouping those people together, and then still in the exact same environment, like.
Yeah, I totally see that working. I know that people who do personality tests will try and do that as well, or try to like mix people, like Myers-Briggs and then the competitors for that. I know that there was a person who was interviewing us for the RC Founders Club live program that has a personality dynamics company where he uses those skills to try to target market how you interact with your client base, so it can be more effective and powerful. And you could use the same thing for organizational structures as well. I know that a lot of the things that we've tried to do to build teamwork has also been like executive retreats. Like you guys will go out and do Pokemon Go things together. I don't know if you guys do other kind of executive retreats?
Yeah, so like it's normally like we go to an event that, like if we go to a convention, most people think, oh my God, you're going to Comic-Con, so much fun. No, like that's work, right? And sometimes we stay like 2 days afterwards, and that's fun, right? So typically our retreats or our vacations would be after a work vacation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we do something like that. Usually we'll try to meet like a few days beforehand. We'll have trainings together, but it's not the same as like the fun things we used to do. Like we used to do, and we probably are going to try to reintegrate this, is we had these things called executive retreats, where we would go to like exotic locations like the south of France, the Greek islands, touring around Italy, going to Aspen. And these are the kind of fun things. I think we might do one at Park City or Mardi Gras to do Sundance Film Festival.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, I can see your guys liking that.
Yeah, Mardi Gras is the best.
I guess though, we still do one thing every year, which is a Hawaii trip. Owen organizes a hike to the Maui coast, and he has a ton of videos about that. But I think the bonding of brotherhood develops what they call the emotional IQ, or the emotional bank gets deposits in it, so that when you have tough issues, you can pull out of that and survive, as opposed to not having that basic solid foundation and framework. So I think that's extremely important.
I have a similar topic, but off topic of the team discussion. So like, it's really weird for someone like you or me to talk about how to build a team when we're so far removed from it, right? So like, cause like we're already at the point where we don't have to scout, people seek us out, right? So like in the video game world, like, I mean, my email's flooded with people that's just like, hi, I'm 19 years old, I play professionally, you know, like all the time. I would have to say our Twitter's hit up at least 10 times a week of artists just trying to make art for us for free. So like we're flooded with information. So like if someone were to ask me how to build a team now, I'm like, I don't know. You should probably, I think attaching yourself to somebody that already has that influence is a really insane structure, right? So like whenever I first started in this business, I attached myself to Amaz, right? And Amaz was already getting these flood emails and he just needs someone to read them, right? Your structure is obviously different because you and Owen had to like nitty gritty, grind it out for years, go set up boot camps and stuff. But like, I think if somebody were to ask either one of us, like, how do you build a team? It's like, man, I did that 12 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, but nowadays, it's like our names are so big that people want to work for us. We don't have to look for that. It's kind of that Apple feeling where it's just like you walk into Apple and everyone's like, I work at Apple. And you're like, yeah. But I think collecting like one or two people that people either already respect or already have like somewhat of a following is a really like core team structure.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's helped us with internships and get those people applying.
Yeah, Owen, right,
I mean, the line around the block goes on forever. Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, even from the very beginning, where we had very little influence, I guess we still had some influence though, because we still had posted thousands of articles online. We didn't have a business or anything, but we were posting articles. So I guess, yeah, being an influencer definitely will attract people because they just want to learn from you, be a part of your movement.
Yeah.
You know, your goals.
Yeah, and Owen's word spreads around quickly, right? Like, if Owen makes me get laid and I tell two friends and they get laid, okay, this is a huge chain, right? So like that entire structure was pretty well spammed out, right? So
the thing about Tyler for our company is that he builds continually that vision and mission. And I just want to have people around him all the time because he just hammers and hammers and hammers his vision and mission to grow RSD, the future of it, how it's going to influence all these lives and all these different 4 mega niches and how it's going to like change the world. And it's like inspiration. And it's like a very clear vision in his mind. And so being able to share that vision is very inspiring, even for someone like me. I always refer to him as like the chairman of the board because a chairman of the board is somebody whose goal is to create the mission and vision for the next 5 to 10 years. Whereas the CEO is running the company and helps make sure that the operations guys run operations, et cetera, et cetera. So I view myself more as a CEO because I have a vision and mission. It's just that it's not as long and clear as like Owen's mission. And he has like this step-by-step map and game plan. It's like into the future as like a fortune teller, and you're like someone who could see the future and you see it and you go back to your time and you see the next future and you go back to your time. He's kind of like that. And sharing what those visions are with other people, I feel like he's like a prophet in that sense in terms of like our business. But I think that's really useful for a team to have someone like that.
Talk to him, he talks like that too.
Yeah, he definitely talks like that. So it's funny because we're probably talking like, we're talking about Owen, at the same time people watching this video already view him like Jesus Christ. So now it's like, we were right. Yeah. He is the Messiah, you know. But yeah, Joe, going back to just sum it up and answer the question, build a team, get the right people employed. Invest in the people, make sure you have the right people, and then make sure they have duties. Make sure they're doing the duties. If they don't do the duties, get rid of them or reallocate the roles and responsibilities. Have a clear vision and mission, and then have a following. Become an influencer and get people to attracted to you so you can grow organically as opposed to doing a lot of marketing and recruiting to grow your team. And that's basically how you grow a team from scratch in the business world. And in your personal life, you do the same thing. I think that in your personal life, I think a team is like your mastermind group, your soul circle. Cold approaching is where you first start. You walk up people, get in a soul circle, or join organizations, get them to be a part of your life, share contact information, make them grow, make yourself like a hub and grow that. I think that's helped me a lot in my personal life, and it actually has led to all sorts of opportunities in both my business and dating life. So I think that's that. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. This is my first time having a guest on Ask Nick Kho Show, but I thought it was so appropriate because today was a topic about teams, and we have a leader of a team right here, the official Team Archon owner. And if you want to have more in-depth interviews with, Backspace, if you want to see his Thursday interview, I have him on my mastermind interview program, which is taking place every Thursday. It's an awesome program. So subscribe to my channel and check them out. And if you want to have more interviews with other people, learn my whole curriculum where I go really in depth, not just in the team building, but in team building on RSD itself, and also behind the scenes of our business networking relationships, the mindsets we had of success, of how we build the company, and all the little things we did to build the company. It's been a real pleasure creating this program. It's called RSD Founders Club. You can check it out at rsdfoundersclub.com. And I hope you guys all check it out, because if you do, you get to interact with me directly. You'll have access directly to my cell phone through a phone app, and access to a Facebook group where I read everything that's posted there. So I hope you join, check it out, and subscribe to my channel and post comments below.